Here we go now.
We all have busy lives, and I know especially around the holidays, cooking, cleaning, shopping, returning gifts makes it even busier. So why not make it a lot easier when it comes to preparing your meals in just 2 minutes? Our friends over at Factor Meals are back here again to sponsor today's live recap. And they have actually some good news, especially for those that have New Year's resolutions to lose weight. Ready to optimize your nutrition this year? Factor has chef-made gourmet meals that makes eating, well, easy. They're dietitian approved and ready to heat and eat in 2 minutes so that you can fuel right and feel great no matter what life throws at you. Why not lose up to 8 pounds in 8 weeks with Factor Keto meals based on randomized controlled clinical trial with Factor Keto? Results will vary depending on diet and exercise. And as always, we've gotten you a deal. Eat smart with Factor. Get started at factormeals.com/Kempire50 off and use code Kempire50 off to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's code Kempire50 off at factormeals.com/Kempire50 off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. More information on Factor Meals and your discount will be available in the description. Now let's get back to the show. Okay, all right. Welcome back, guys, to the Kempire channel, your #1 source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. Be sure to like the video. It's easy and it's free. Shout out to our King's Guards holding us down in the live chat. Shout out to all of you that have already liked. 107 of you have already liked the video. Thank you so much. Yeah. Enough of that. And shout out to the 2 people that disliked the video before the video even started. You could sit there and be a hater, and honestly, I have a feeling I know who it is. Hater, keep watching. Cindy says 2 haters in line 5. But you know what? Shout out to 109 likes. Thank you. Paula says, well, I just hit my like. Thank you, Paula. And thank you for being a member. Elle says, I already liked the video because I know today's conversation is going to be good. Thank you, Elle, and thank you for being a member as well. Shout out to those of you that are watching and love to watch or love to hate watch. Either way, it's a watch and a view, and ka-ching for us. Keep watching. Okay? All right. Normally, we talk about Real Housewives of New York when we recap Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, but Real Housewives of Salt Lake City has earned their wings, okay? We are going... Foxy, you're messy. Foxy said, who is the Kempire? Nope. Big Miss Muffin said, it's regular Robin. No. Even regular Robin has things to do, okay? Anyways, more importantly, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City has earned the right to have their own recap. No mention of Real Housewives of New York. Beverly Hills? I don't know. Like, I love me some Beverly Hills, but this season's giving dry. It's giving parched. Just saying. All right. So I decided, especially because I have so many thoughts and because I did watch Real Housewives of New York City in real time, that I wanted to talk about it. Okay. So we're going to start off this recap, and shout out to Mama Ellie. She's keeping the timestamps. We're going to talk about Real Housewives of New York first, and then we're going to talk about Beverly Hills. And then we're going to take callers, and then you guys can weigh in. I'm sure you don't have anything to say about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and you have plenty to say about Real Housewives of New York. So let's talk about Real Housewives of New York. And I've seen mixed things, but for the most part, I feel like the consensus is that Real Housewives of New York has not been a great season. I called it trash. Some people say, oh, I don't know if it was trash. No, it was trash. Because every single week, it felt like they were trying to create some story or create some sort of drama. And then we had the whole prank fiasco that they talked about for multiple episodes. Sidebar, did you guys see the reunion trailer for Real Housewives of New York? And remember I said it's really important to pay attention to see the movement of these looks in real life? Remember we talked about Jenna Lyons' look, and we're like, oh my God, I'm not sure if this is iconic or lazy. Seeing it in movement, seeing her come out and sit with Andy Cohen versus a photo, which looked great. But in real life, it looked sloppy and it looked lazy. Looked sloppy and lazy. And look, that doesn't take away from the iconicness of Jenna Lyons and what she's done in her career. But this show has. Jenna, get off this show. Get off the show. And Jenna, I'm tired of you making excuses for Brynn. And I know Jenna was on Watch What Happens Live, and she's like, you know what? I see myself in Brynn. But you did not turn out to be a trash human being trying to ruin other people's lives. You did not use what happened to you as an excuse for you not to be great. That is the difference. Sorry. Go, Jenna. Poor Jenna. Jenna's getting the heat, but you see the difference? And I understand in life that is the thing. You can grow up in the same household, went through the same struggles as someone, and turn out very differently because you made a choice to turn out very differently. But I'm so tired of Jenna making excuses for Brynn. Oh, Brynn. Oh, she looked like a little girl. She's not a little girl. She's damn near 40. Get therapy. All right. So the trip from hell. Remember last season we talked about Real Housewives of New York, and I gave grace to New York. I wasn't one of the people that said bring back the OG cast, bring back the OG. No, I liked the reboot. I was like, okay, I like this group of folks. I didn't love everything, and I felt like last year's trip felt ridiculous. I was like, oh my gosh, they are no fun. But I was like, all right, keep an open mind. New season, they've made their way. This trip was just as bad, if not worse. It probably was worse based on how it ended. It ended abruptly. And here's the thing. Bravo probably ended this trip abruptly because they probably had to launch an investigation. I know we're watching a show, but this is still a work environment. I would not doubt, I highly doubt, they didn't launch an investigation after Brynn made that accusation against Uba. So I'm not going to go through everything that happened in the episode because basically the trip is the first part of the episode, and then the last part is everyone reacting and the photo shoot that they do for the opening credits. So, Sai had her issues with Jessel and Jessel's husband Pavitt. Based off the reunion, looks like Jessel goes in on Brynn because she must have, of course, had a conversation with Pavitt about her allegedly telling Brynn, who is not a reliable or credible person, that, Jessel told us that, the love of her life was some black guy. So, of course, she's going to have to answer for this in her real life marriage. Brynn, you would know nothing about that because you don't have one. You don't have one. I know a lot of people are also reacting to the fact that they felt like this cast gave a lot of grace to Brynn and they did not give any grace to Uba. Fine. But I also think that they have been bamboozled by Brynn this entire season. But we saw it. I know it's different when we're watching it. We can see it. But I think when you're in it, you can't necessarily see it. But she was called out many times throughout the season for exaggerating stories. It started at the very beginning of the season when she was trying to make it seem like Aaron had called Jenna Lyons poor. Okay? The only person that really was authentic this season was Jessel. Okay? She was the only person that was like just herself from last season. Raquel as well, but this is Raquel's first season. Raquel, though, went through a journey. Raquel felt for Brynn at one particular point, and then Raquel was just like, wait, what's happening? And then Raquel has a... Did you guys see that? I don't know if you felt what I felt in that moment when Raquel was sort of like, she didn't want to say it, and Brynn, you knew what you were doing. You knew it was such a sensitive topic, and if anyone talked against you, that they would look horrendous. You knew that, and that's why you used that. You weaponized it. And I saw the disclaimer that all of them wanted to say, like, I believe women. I believe something really did happen to Brynn. I agree. I believe something really happened to Brynn, but I don't believe that Brynn ever, not even in a middle of a conversation with Uba, I don't believe that you told Uba about your essay, but you decided to weaponize it against Uba and tell this to the group. And then all of a sudden, well, maybe she didn't hear. And everyone had an aha moment like, oh my gosh, Brynn lied. And using of the black card, even before she even brings this up, because the whole beef, the whole fight, for those that haven't watched The Real Housewives of New York, there was this sort of like up and down. And don't get me wrong, Uba has been obnoxious, especially during this trip. She has been obnoxious during this trip. I didn't like her at all during this trip. You know, between the Naomi wish and talking about the Puerto Rico beach. And I didn't like any of that, okay? However, dare I say, Uba has really been herself, though, from her first season to this season. She didn't care how we all viewed her. She was herself, okay? That's another person that has been, you know, besides Jessel, she has been herself. If anything, dare I say, she's been more than herself, okay? So I felt like everyone was making excuses for Brynn. And then at one particular point, because the beef between Brynn and Uba, one of the beefs, but the one on the season finale, had more so to do with Uba alluding, possibly, that the way that Brynn got her job was sleeping with someone. Okay? But Uba was right not right in regards to who she's like. Uba was right that she never said that you sucked someone off in order to get your job. Uba refused to say, I'm not going to apologize for something I know I didn't said. And when they rolled the tape, you see, that is what Brynn said. But Brynn refused to take an apology without Uba confirming that she did say that. Uba's like, I never said that, though. And I'm so glad the receipts were there. And part of what we're seeing from Uba's reaction during this, you know, what happens overnight when the cameras went down in regards to Brynn saying that Uba knew about her SA and still made comments about her possibly sleeping with someone in order to get where she got. And then Brynn using Uba saying that, not just her SA, she also, before that, tried to use the black card. She pointed at all the women of color. She's like, you know what that feels like. And of course, women of color in solidarity, I'm like, you're right. I didn't even think about that. So Sai and Raquel are like, oh, and Jessel are like, yeah, we understand. You know, that painting that sort of picture of a woman of color, especially in this world, is ridiculous. That's dangerous. So she used the black card. This is the moment where we could say that Brynn, when it's convenient for her, used the black card. But she didn't stop there. Brynn didn't stop there. She then went on. And look, maybe because they did not check her. I said this last night when I did a quick under 3-minute recap on my TikTok and on shorts and reels. I said maybe because they never checked Brynn from the beginning for her lies is part of the reason why her lies escalated to a dangerous place. So, and look, we're body language experts. As Brynn is telling them about her essay, again, We believe that Brynn was SA'd. What we don't believe is that Brynn ever told Uba. I don't think Brynn ever even mentioned it in a cluster of conversation. I don't think Brynn ever mentioned it to Uba. Ever. But I also understand, because I know some people were like, oh my God, Uba's overreacting. No, because Uba knows that she doesn't know how Bravo is going to edit this and share it to the world. She's concerned that they're going to make it seem like she did know. And shout out to Jessel for actually being a friend. But Jessel and Uba, they really had a bond. You may have seen it during last year's trip that they did. There was a bond that grew between those two. And I appreciate Jessel bringing that information to Uba in real time. Because who knows how this would have played out later. So Jessel went to Uba and says, this is what, she's like, more concerned, like, Uba, she's really upset that you brought this up, and knowing that she's had an SA situation. And Uba's like, I didn't know anything about that. And here's the thing. We've talked about Uba saying things out of place. Like the whole situation with Erin, her mom's cancer, only for Erin to find out that her father also, his cancer had come back. He subsequently passed away since then. So we understand that Uba sometimes can say things and not realize that it is like a knife to the heart. However, Uba was like, I never knew this about Brynn. And in her confessional, Uba says, tell me when you told me this. Tell me when. So her reaction, you see her reaction in the Real Housewives of New York season 15 finale. She's going from room to room. She's screaming. She's upset. She goes to Raquel and she's like, I never said this. I swear. Like, she sweared on Allah. She sweared, like, if I knew this and this is true, let them take my firstborn. And Raquel said in that moment, she said, I 100% believe Uba. Only for when they go back to Brynn is like, well, maybe she didn't, maybe it didn't land for her. I forgot the actual words. You guys might remember in the live chat. She was like, maybe it didn't connect for her in regards to her when she brought it up. And you can see the hesitation when the women are responding to this, because they don't want to make it seem as if they don't believe women when they talk about SA. And there's this long pause when Raquel talks about this. She's like, I believe that Brynn went through something like this. But I believe that Brynn was lying, that she told Uba. Thank you, Angel. Angel didn't clock it. This is what Brynn said. I mentioned it, but I don't think that Uba clocked it. We have seen Brynn this entire season create narratives of things that did not exist. From episode 1, we've seen all of this. Thank you, Theo. Her exact words, Brynn's words, when talking to the women and then sort of backtracking on what she said. Brynn says, well, I told her, well, maybe she didn't clock it. In that moment, they all realized that Brynn was lying. They didn't all want to say it, that she was lying, but Raquel was the only one to say, I think she was lying. That's that New York sensibility. We can tell when someone's lying. Sai was not falling for the BS anymore. If you pay attention to her confessional, Raquel wasn't falling for it anymore. And Raquel really wanted to sympathize with Brynn. But in that moment when she saw Brynn sort of backtracking on it, she was just like, oh, this chick is lying. But they still wanted to be there for her because they knew how sensitive this issue is. Brynn knew how sensitive this issue is. And that's the danger of someone like Brynn. And Jenna Lyons constantly trying to sympathize with Brynn, and I get it. They have very, very similar childhoods. And I will reiterate, Jenna, but you made a different choice in order not to be that human being. making up these stories, making up these lies. So the first part of the Real Housewives of New York City season 15 finale is just them in Puerto Rico still. And the Bravo and production end the trip early. You see producers. I've been telling you Eric Fuller was there, okay? I'm not blaming all this on Eric Fuller. I see a lot of people blaming it. It's like, oh, there go Eric Fuller. I knew he had something to do with it. I'm not going to blame Eric Fuller for Bryn's behavior, okay? However, I am looking at production that this is not entertainment. And there will be some folks, some Bravo fans, y'all are never happy. Oh, 1 minute it's boring. The next minute, oh, they've gone too far. There is a middle, idiots. Yes, there is a middle. We do it all the time. And look at Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. We have a current example. You don't have to be boring and making up stuff. We don't need to go all the way and create, oh, I'm going to utilize my SA situation and in order to take down this woman. I'm not going to do that. The other part that people aren't talking about is how Bryn was weaponizing the situation against Uba, trying to make Uba look like an aggressive angry black woman. Are we ready to talk about that? It was obvious, literally. I'm not sure if we see some of this stuff. Look, I told you, I already hinted at what was coming because I had heard some tea. I already hinted at some of that. Maybe I'll share more in DC. DC, ask me more about Real Housewives of New York, okay? When I get to DC this Friday. Guys, don't forget the Kempire After Dark live experience. Tickets are going fast for DC. I'm just giving you a heads up. If you've been waiting to get tickets for the Kempire After Dark live experience happening at Union Stage this Friday, don't wait any longer. We have a few more tickets left for meet and greets and some general admission tickets, okay? Get your tickets today if you haven't already. More information on that will be available in the description. New York City, don't forget the Kempire After Dark live experience returns next month for Black History Month. Yes. At the Green Room 42. There is a live stream ticket option for those that are international or around the United States, or you just can't make it to the show. All of that information will be available in the description. Okay? All right, Katya says, I'll be there, Kemp. I'll see you, Katya. Don't forget to ask your question. Okay? Let me say thank you before we move on. I have a few more things that I want to say about Real Housewives of New York. Sage, thank you so much for being a member and for the super chat. Sage says, RHONY can go ahead and pack it up. That's all I got to say. Bryn has left me speechless. I was so triggered as a real black woman. Damn. Wow. I've been seeing a lot of comments like that. And that's the thing. I hate these conversations, especially within our community, about this stuff. But when I see someone like Bryn weaponize it when it's convenient for her, that is what makes me even more grossed out by this situation. SD Mac, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. SD Mac says she uses here we go. She uses white girl fragility with the other women. My other chat cut off. Oh, what happened? Sorry about that. Sorry, SD Mac. Thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate your support. Guys, don't forget you can also support the channel just by liking today's video. Oh, not me disappearing. Hold on, y'all. Not me disappearing. They're trying to get me, y'all. They're trying to get me. There I go. There I go. There I go. Let me move this to the middle. There we go. All right. Let me lock that. That's why it moved. Ooh. Okay. So back to Real Housewives of New York. So the first part of the Real Housewives of New York season 15 finale was them in Puerto Rico. So after Bryn says, well, maybe she didn't clock it. That's when everyone is sort of like, Jean says every black woman knows a Bryn. This is why I appreciate when people call in and you guys respond in the comment section, because I learned. I'm a black man, a black gay man, so I know my experience, but I don't have the experience of a black woman. And that's very different. I don't have the experience as a mother. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I learned from you guys, all right? I mean, I have black sisters, but they don't tell me everything. We're not having these conversations. I'm having these conversations with you guys. All right. Dorothy? Is that how you really spell it? Dorothy says Jessel is the real MVP. I'm glad she said something. I'm really, really glad she said something. Oh, SD Mac, thank you for the super chat. SD Mac says, I was ready for you to click that nonsense, Bryn. Thank you for the super chat. So the next day, I'm assuming that Uba and Jessel ended up leaving because we see them arrive. But before that, we see the producers sitting around with Bryn, and Sai and Raquel are like, she's not like, her reaction is completely different. Bryn says in her confessional that she had sent a text that night to production that she wanted to leave. Production does show that text. However, she never left. She never left. And she ends up talking about some other stuff with production. They're all sitting around having a conversation. Okay? Malibu surfaces that Jessel saved Uba's rep. Thankfully. So we see Bryn the next day having a conversation, and then she's getting ready, and she ends up leaving first before Uba comes back. All right? So, Uba comes, and Uba, of course, is obviously very emotional. And she's even hesitant to even come into the house. Probably because she doesn't feel safe. She doesn't feel safe with this production. She doesn't feel safe with the other women. The only person that she felt safe with, you saw who went with her the night before. It was Jessel. She doesn't feel safe with these women because they all, she probably felt in the moment that they all believed Bryn immediately. But the cast, as soon as they see her, they want to let her know that we believe you. We 100% believe you. Erin seems like she believed her. Jenna was trying to find excuses for it. Jenna does say in that moment, Uba, I want you to know that I believe you. I feel like Uba goes to Jenna because she respects Jenna, probably more than anyone else in this group. And she wants Jenna to believe her. I don't know what that is. That could be a whole other thing. We won't get into it. Portia says, I blame Eric Fuller. Come on. It's not just Eric Fuller. You saw all the people there. We just know his name, okay? Anyways, exactly. Dorothy says that Bryn was so nonchalant after lying on Uba. It's disturbing. She saw herself. Here's the thing. It's not just disturbing. It's not just disgusting. It's not just dangerous. It's someone like Bryn I would never want to be around. I would not sleep in the same vicinity of this person. Even if she was in my hotel and we were in separate hotel rooms, I would not want to be around someone that I know is capable of doing something like this. And I'm not saying this to beat up on Bryn. And I'm not saying, because I know the Bravo universe is tearing her apart, and I don't want that for Bryn. I want Bryn to get help, because that is not normal. That is not healthy that you would go this far. But I'm not surprised because we have seen this behavior that everyone sort of laughed off. Oh, she's just being Bryn. She exaggerates stories. At her big age, still exaggerating stories. Get help. Mr. Melon Magic says it's giving sociopath, to be honest, that she has no feelings except manipulation. And then the second part of Real Housewives of New York City's season finale, they're getting ready. They're having their photo shoot for the the intro for the new season. And the biggest issue for Bryn is that everyone is not checking up on her. Everyone seems she's more concerned that Uba seems okay. Uba is like, I'm just sending love her way. That's it. I don't want to be around her. I don't want to have a conversation with her. Sidebar, didn't Uba look so beautiful? Even before she got dressed up. The short hair, the beautiful, like it was already a photo shoot. Like her beautiful dog in her arm as she's talking. I was like, this woman is stunning. I'm sorry. I had to say it. But Brent's concern during this photo shoot is how she feels like she doesn't have any friends there. No one supports her. That's because everyone has seen at this particular point through her BS. They have seen through it. But they're still being nice to her, but they've seen through it. Now she says she looks nice, right? I was like, this could, you could right now take a photo of Uba for like some sort of like country magazine or something, at home magazine. I was like, oh my God. And she's holding the beautiful, like that luscious color dog. I don't know what color that's considered. And she's just holding the dog so nonchalantly and just looking stunning. I was like, okay, Uba, just nonchalantly look stunning. Some of us have to work on it. Okay? Some of us got to shave our beard. Okay? Anyways, I say all that to make something so dark light. So that was the first part of, that was the season finale of Real Housewives of New York City. And a lot of people say, oh, by the end of the trip is where the season gets better. No, it doesn't. Even before this episode, the trip wasn't better. It wasn't interesting. And yes, we saw the ratings go up for Real Housewives of New York, but the ratings only went up because of them being aired after Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. That's the only reason why we've seen a boost in their ratings. Still not great. And now with all of this drama and all of us talking about it, they're going to see another boost. Please understand, Bravo, we don't want to see this show come back. It needs a pause again. Or pause or cancel, whatever you want to call it. Because I'm over this season. I'm over this cast. And I'm especially over Brynn. I am. Anyway, exact. Jerica says they finally saw Brynn. Yes, Uba and her red poodle were nice. Gorgeous, right? I was like, go back and look. Some of you don't pay attention to things until I mention it, okay? Go back. She's just sitting there nonchalantly talking. I forgot who she was talking to. Erin? Or I don't remember who she was talking to. Jess? I can't remember. And she was sitting there talking nonchalantly with the red and white sweater on, looking like a model. I'm like, okay, fine. Fine. Some of us have to work on that. All right? All right. Oh, Amit says Real Housewives of New York is just as good as RHOP this season. Well, you might have a point. No. I mean, it's not great, Real Housewives of Potomac this season. I still don't think it's as bad as RHONY. Because every episode, they had a whole prank. Like, no, there are some like terrible moments. Every episode is not enjoyable. I feel like Potomac started off good and now it's sort of like lulling. So, yeah. Okay. Anyways, guys, keep liking the video if you haven't already. We have over 1,000 of you watching on YouTube and Facebook. Shout out to those of you watching on TikTok, those of you watching on Twitch and Twitter. We appreciate you all being here. And look, I always remind you guys, even though I think most of you are agreeing with me when it comes to this whole Brynn and Uba situation, please feel free to share your opinions. We don't moderate adults here. I love hearing constructive conversation about these topics. And especially when we're talking about SA, when we're talking about weaponizing that, when we're talking about colorism, when we're talking about racism, a lot of those conversations came up in this episode. So we're going to continue the conversation. The reunion preview for Real Housewives of New York was interesting because it looks like everyone is clocking, speaking of clocking Brynn. Uba's just like, yeah, never again will I ever be able to trust Brynn. I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. I'm actually looking forward to Jessel clocking Brynn because I almost forgot about what Brynn said about Jessel and the love of her life. Like, that's dangerous. It's one thing if someone told you that, but to bring it to camera when this could affect her real marriage, which, mind you, I'm not married, and even I have the sensibility not to talk about someone's marriage like this on camera. You know what I mean? Because it could have real life effects. I'm not a hater. I want you to be happy. Brynn gives hater, and she wants everyone to be as miserable as she is. Clock that. Look, anyways, let's move on. Let's talk about the latest episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. For those that are just joining us, we were just talking about the season finale of The Real Housewives of New York City. Raquel, I like you. I just want to say that. I saw where you were trying to be supportive of Brynn, but the minute you figured out she was lying, you were like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good on Brynn. You deserve such a better season and a better cast. Sai, go back to being yourself. Don't care what the haters want to say. They're going to continue to hate. Just be yourself. I feel like you weren't truly 100% yourself this season. I think you were 65% yourself this season. And I'm okay with you getting, going into therapy, you know, doing meditation. I do all of that stuff. Okay? But you weren't yourself. And I told you last season to be yourself, Sai. I said, don't listen to these people. Or me. No, listen to me. Be yourself. I think that's where Sai sort of lost me this season. She wasn't herself. Guys, don't forget, tomorrow we will be talking about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City Part 1 of their reunion. So be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on that. All right? And of course, I will be talking about all of these things during our Washington, D.C. show on Friday. We have a lot of things to talk about. We got to talk about Diddy. We got to talk about Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. We got to talk about these reality TV shows. And you just never know who's going to be there or who's going to show up or who's going to drop tea. You never know. See you on Friday, Washington, D.C. Okay. Peaches and Cream says that the older group of RHONY was the bomb. I mean, regardless, yes, I agree. We're never going to take away from the OGs, but I was definitely open to the reboot because we have to remember the last group during their last season, season 13, it became unbearable to watch them too. It wasn't great. It just got worse, though. Archie says that Sai became a weakling. Damn. All right. Shan, thank you so much for the super chat, Shan, and for being a member. Shan says, I don't think any of these shows are grabbing my attention the way that Salt Lake City has. Laughing out loud. Married to Medicine is even meh. I agree. Even Married to Medicine. I mean, I still have hope because every other season has been amazing for Married to Medicine. I can't say the same. Cindy says DC is going to have a great time. Sorry. All right. Apple Charm says, and It Ends With Us was good. Was it? Should I watch it before I talk about them again? Guys, if you missed it, we have talked about the Justin Baldoni lawsuit recently. Just a few days ago, we talked about it in a separate live. So be sure to check out that if you missed it. Nasser says that OG RHONY got too messy. It also look, I think we need to normalize ending things when things are good. I think just because these suits continuously make money off of these things, they run it into the ground. But okay. All right, let's talk about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. How are you guys feeling about this season of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? Did you enjoy last night's episode? What are you thinking of this season? I feel like the season is just okay. I think they put all their eggs in the Dorit basket, and I think that was ridiculous. I don't think they should have put all their money in the Dorit basket because Dorit's not that interesting. I'm not invested in a fight between Dorit and Kyle. Kyle is unbearable. And Dorit, that's the only reason why people are like, yay, Dorit. That's the only reason. It's because everyone dislikes Kyle so damn much. So that's the only reason why people are like, I love the fact that, Dorit is getting clocked by Kyle and Boz is clocking Kyle. I appreciate Boz clocking Kyle and having her own mind. I still feel like this Dorit friendship is weird. Okay? I'm not going to lie to you. I still feel like it's weird, but fine. I can appreciate Boz on the show. She threw her vent, the sisterhood, Sisterhood Serenity Soiree. I was like, wow, mouthful. I appreciate that she gave us like luxurious robes and slippers, and she used a black event planner, her black assistant, her black the manly hands. Have you guys used that in California? All black men, black chef. Okay, I appreciate all of that. Okay. I appreciate her decor as well. It's not my personal taste, but somehow she's been able to make it work. I did see, happy belated birthday, Boz. Happy belated birthday. She's an Aquarius. Shout out to all the Aquarius. Shout out to Femtaro. Femtaro's birthday too. Happy birthday. Shout out to the Aquariuses. Happy Aquarius season. Look. I don't have any strong feelings about Aquarius. I don't have any negative feelings towards Aquarius. I haven't seen anything yet. Okay. Aquariuses are weird. And I'm saying that meaning that this is what they own. They're weird. Like they own their weirdness. So I have to say, I actually do like Aquarius. All the Aquarius women, I don't know Aquarius men like that. No, one of my good friends is an Aquarius man. Nope, I like Aquarius. It's official. I'm a stan. I'm a stand for Aquarius. I just realized it. So happy belated Bose. Bose did talk about on Watch What Happens Live about losing her home. And I feel for Bose because Bose had the home for like 4 years. And she said, although I had it for 4 years, it took me 25 years to get the funds to be able to buy something like that. So shout out to Bose. I'm so sorry to hear that. And she did talk about it on her social media, what she had to do, not even just the 25 years leading up to that, of her moving into this, neighborhood and what she had to do in order to get that. And she didn't have any time to prep or take anything. Tyra Banks also recently came out, just because she was doing an interview, she didn't want to talk about it on social media because she says a lot of people have lost things and a lot of people have shamed these celebrities for talking about losing their homes. Okay. But Bose says that she was away. She was in Zambia. Sidebar, Bose was in Zambia on a waterfall with her man Keely. They are a gorgeous couple. She also revealed that they are, she had her fibroid surgery. They are going to try and have a baby. I'm happy for her. So I had this thought, y'all. Okay. Hear me out. Bose, you're a genius. Bose, look, she already does like speaking engagements. People are very inspired by her story. Bose, you are brilliant. I had an aha last week and I said, I need to remember to mention this week. You are a genius. And not your friendship with Dorit. Even though I do think that might be strategic on your part too. I see you. But she's smart. Come on a reality show where millions of women watch. This is only going to up her audience. The people that didn't know Bose before now know Bose. So now when she goes to do her speaking engagements are, first of all, the price has gone up. But also now she's going to have an even bigger crowd for the people that didn't know. Yes, some of us knew who she was already. However, this is the whole Bravo universe now knows who she is. They like her. She's smart. She's smart. Good for her. I had an aha moment. I was like, oh, Bose, look, and I told you I was a little wary when I found out that Bose was in marketing. And I was like, oh, she's going to be very, know how to present herself on television as opposed to necessarily giving of her real self. I do think that she has given of her real self. I don't get fake from Bose. But then I said, Bose is also smart and strategic. I was like, oh, okay, Bose, I see you. Good for you, though. Am I mad? Am I mad? No, not at all. So I had that thought. I'm still wary of her friendship with Dorit. Because please understand, I don't think that Dorit is like blindly. I don't believe that Bose doesn't realize that Dorit is utilizing her for convenience this season. I don't think that Bose can't see through that, which is fine. Charlie says, I like Dorit and Bose's friendship. I can't say that I like their friendship because I don't feel like it's real like that. I don't think it's deep. And remember last week when Bose says, oh, I have 100 and something, besties. It's not deep. And maybe that's fine for Bose. Is that fine for you, Aquarius? Kwana says that Bose also wrote a book at the beginning of 2024. Bose knows where she's going. Anyways. So Bose is planning this party. It looks great. We also see a scene with Kyle calling Kathy. We haven't seen a lot of Kathy. Okay. To talk about, I had another fight with Dorit. Garcelle, Sutton, and Jennifer Tilly are on their way, and they're talking about Kyle's text. I have to say, though, this is why I like Sutton and Garcelle on the show, because some people felt like these last few episodes that Kyle and Garcelle and Sutton sort of had this sort of alliance. However, you're seeing that Garcelle and Sutton are going to call out Kyle when necessary. They're going to speak their minds. They're not going to bow down to the Kyle throne, as Sutton said in this episode. Another thing that I can appreciate about them. All right, so they're talking about this text message. Here's the thing, and not me agreeing with Erica Jane, because Erica says in the after show, I just want to first say this before we get into this whole text thing. The connotation, the place where I feel like this is going is that something nefarious happened between Kyle and PK. Yeah, I'm so glad she said that, because I'm like, it feels like this is what people are trying to say, is that something happened between Kyle and PK. And we know that didn't happen. Do I think that the text message is suspect? Yes. But I agree with Erica. Like, the text message can be taken two ways. You know what I mean? But of course, Dorit in this episode did not like the fact that Erica was sort of like playing two sides of the fence. I don't know if it was in the after show, but Dorit believes that Erica is scared of Kyle. No, she's not. I don't think that Erica is scared of Kyle. I think Erica knows how to play her position to secure her spot on the show. I do believe that. I don't believe that Erica Jane is scared of Kyle at all, in my opinion. Jay says that Erica is so different in the after show. Yeah, because on the season, it feels like Erica is twerking on a fence. No, I feel like Erica's being a little two-faced during the season. However, in the after show, I agreed with her. I was like, okay. Anyway, let me say thank you. Chrissy, thank you so much for the super chat. Chrissy says, remove Eric Fuller, Bryn, Uba, and the alleged cult lady. Come on. Make Sai a friend of, add some of Raquel's friends, or just cancel it. How about we just cancel it? Lady Chef, thank you so much for being a member, and thank you for the super chat. Lady Chef says, Kyle is full of herself. Dorit is attempting to come back from everyone calling her a Karen by making friends with Boz. Maybe, or maybe she just aligned. Look, it could be some of that, but I also think that Dorit needed a friend for the season, an alliance, because no one really was that friendly with Dorit besides Erica. And you see how Erica isn't 100% just on Dorit's side. So Boz has really been that person for Dorit. And yeah, they're in New York celebrating Boz's birthday. Yeah, they're besties now, y'all. Anyway, so the women come in and everyone was told to dress comfortably. Dorit, I will say though, this gagged me for a hot second, where Dorit looks at Kyle and she's like, is that your comfy look? Is that comfy? Because she's wearing something sexy. I was like, no, Dorit didn't. She's like, is that comfy? The shade. And of course, Kyle, that's the thing. That's the difference between Beverly Hills and maybe like a Real Housewives of Atlanta. Beverly Hills, they get their shady remarks in their confessionals instead of in the moment. Because I would have been excited if Kyle in that moment said what she said in her confessional to Dorit. But she doesn't. She waits till she can have a pre-produced moment weeks later and say it in a confessional. So the ladies are escorted to meet the chef. The chef was very handsome. Chef Darryl was very handsome. You know, I love a man that can cook. That's what I'm looking for. Come on, you know you are too. I want a funny man that's good looking, because I want something good to look at, and that can cook. Okay, with good credit. See how the list gets longer and longer. So they come in and they're like, Chef Darryl, and he's like, oh, first off, you all look so beautiful. And Garcelle says, who's the most beautiful? They're all single, except I think Jennifer Tilly has a boyfriend. Who else has a boyfriend in that group? Boz. Boz has a boyfriend. So Garcelle's like, and so he's describing, and he's like, and we're having the amuse bouche. So Garcelle says, amuse bouche. And then Boz turns around and she's just like, Garcelle, I saw what you did there. I saw how you said that all sexy like. Okay, moved your shoulder, amuse bouche. And Sutton in her confession was like, Garcelle, we know you speak French about your amuse bouche. See, but again, this is another reason why I love Garcelle on this damn show. Okay, so as they're going to Bose's backyard for their massages, we're introduced to a company I never knew about. All black guys that were there. I'm assuming it's black owned as well. Manly Hands. Go support them. And are they just in California? Go support them because they looked real strong. And apparently Garcelle knows all those. As soon as Garcelle comes, she's like, "Hey, oh my God, you're here too! Oh my God!" Then she's like, the manly hands have been all over this body. But shout out to Bose for highlighting these black folks. Again, expert marketing. These black folks and their business on this huge platform. Okay? So, Garcelle's saying hello to the manly hands, all right? Garcelle's like, "I'm so relaxed. This is so great." And all of a sudden, Dorit comes over. She's like, "Oh, damn." Ruining this moment. But I appreciated in this conversation that Dorit takes ownership. Finally, she takes accountability. And that has been Garcelle's biggest issue with Dorit, that she doesn't take any accountability. Okay? So they talk about what happened at the Viper Room. And Garcelle says that she really did want to know how Dorit was doing. Okay. But Dorit in the moment, wrong timing. A lot of the group felt like it was just the wrong timing when Garcelle asked that. Okay? But Dorit admits to being lost. And Garcelle's like, "I've been there." Honestly, if you really think about it, Garcelle has been not pro Dorit, but at least on Dorit's side when it comes to Kyle and PK texting. She's said multiple times that she thinks that is wrong. And she also thinks that the text message was wrong. And the fact that Kyle doesn't understand it, she's just like, "Yeah, that's not cool. I wouldn't like it." She's even said this to Kyle. But I like the fact that Dorit and Garcelle had this conversation. For me, it might be my favorite part of the episode was their conversation because I didn't expect it. But Dorit knows what she's doing too, y'all. I'm not falling for Dorit in her pre-produced moments. Dorit knows what she's doing. I see through it. For me, it's going to take action versus us having a conversation because we've been here before with Dorit and Garcelle having a conversation, and then we're 10 steps back. Okay? Okay? So, Garcelle also shares, like, I understand about, being down and having to pick things up for the kids. And I want you to know I'm here. I'm here for you. And Dorit apologizes for the bumps in the road that these two have had. Garcelle in her confession is like, this is what I've been wanting from Dorit, some accountability. I wish in this moment, though, that Garcelle would have taken some accountability too and apologized. Like, I've made some snarky remarks and I apologize for that as well. I kind of wish she had said it in that moment, but maybe Garcelle didn't want to say it in that moment because we've been here before with Dorit apologizing and then Dorit's actions don't match. But we shall see. I told you before, I think that these two can have a fantastic frenemy situation, almost in the likes of like Karen and Giselle, where we see them have fun together, even though I don't think Dorit is that fun. That's my only thing. I feel like we can see fun happening between Karen and Giselle. I don't feel like Dorit is fun. Dorit is very much like a wet rag. Okay, and then talks a lot. So I just don't see these two having a lot of fun. But when you make sense of it, Garcelle is a Sagittarius, correct? A fire sign. And Dorit is a Cancer, a water sign. Yeah, she's like a wet rag on my fire. Look. Look. Just saying. But with Dorit and Bose is air and she is water. So, waves, that can work. Look, I don't know. Anyways, guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's easy. It's free. We're talking about the Real Housewives of New York. We already did. And we're talking about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Don't forget, you can hear an audio version of our live recaps and special episodes when we talk about hot topics or different reviews, be sure to subscribe to the Kempire podcast. And while you're there, don't forget to give us a 5-star rating. Shout out to those of you that have given us a 5-star rating already. We appreciate your support. All right. Archie says that I agree. Dorit is good in a group. Jasmine says, not a wet rag on my fire. Paulette says, laughing, says, no, Kempire, laughing my head off. Stop spreading misinformation. What misinformation did I say, Paulette? What misinformation? I do tell. Oh, look, Malibu Surfer says, wet rag, have a cancer sister. Look, have a cancer sister. Yeah. Paulette says, joking. Paulette, are you a Cancer? It's okay. The Cancers have a hard shell. All right, they could deal with we have a lot of Cancers that watch the channel. Shout out to the folk, the Cancers and the Virgos that still watch, and you're not easily offended. Okay, I appreciate you. Cancers, show yourself. Show yourself. Okay. All right, let's move on. So I appreciate. For me, that probably was my favorite moment, even though I don't believe Dorit 100%, but I appreciate that she did take the opportunity to have the conversation. Bose decides to take an opportunity to have a conversation with Kyle, and she brings up that Garcelle mentioned that that she had shared with the group, some of the group, the text message, but Bose is like, it was very convenient that she wanted to share this with everyone else besides Dorit and with her. So Bose says, show me the text. Here's the thing, Bose, it would have been different if Bose said, show Dorit the text. If you're showing the entire group, show Dorit the text. But in that moment, Bose was like, show me the text. And I was thinking to myself, Bose, she doesn't owe showing you the text. She owes Dorit showing the text. So Kyle feels attacked. She's just like, what? And then she reads the text message. Did you guys realize when she reads the text message later, when we see the text message, it's a screenshot of the text message, which kind of gave me, is this pre-planned? Why did she screenshot the text message? Because she's producing a moment? So she needs to have that text message there. Or maybe she doesn't want us to see all the other text messages that she sent to PK. Or maybe it could be less nefarious, and it's just that maybe there's a lot of meme conversation, and she wanted to go back to that because she knows that we're going to ask about it. Maybe. It could be either one. Here I go twerking on a fence. Shout out to all the Cancers that are in the live chat. Get them. Look, get them, y'all. I just wanted you to show yourself. Get them, y'all. Get all the Cancers in the chat. Whack them. Okay. Delon, thank you for the super chat and for being a member. Delon says, it pains me to say I agree with Erica and Kyle. Bose was doing too much, in my opinion. Dorit is trying to gain numbers against Kyle. Delon, I don't disagree with you. I don't love Kyle at all. But Kyle has been clocking Dorit's behavior during the season, especially in her confessionals, in regards to Dorit being performative. She's like, I don't know anything like this. Even when she has this big blow up. And look, I did not like Kyle's blow up. Kyle crying and acting this way over a text message is ridiculous. All of that behavior over a text message, if you didn't do anything, I have to say this behavior makes us think something did happen. Like, what happened? So Kyle says, I'm going to read this text message and I'm leaving. The dramatics was too much. I feel like, Kyle, if you didn't do anything, I agree with Bose in this regard. If you didn't do anything, what's up with all these theatrics? However, when she sits down with Dorit outside, sidebar, did you guys notice when Dorit said, when Kyle and Erica were in the house talking about the text message, she's like, are they talking about the text message? Why am I not a part of that conversation? And I'm thinking to myself, this woman just wants camera time. And I know someone will be like, well, Kempire, the text message is related to her. She probably would want to be a part of the conversation. But okay. All right. I just felt like, okay. She's like, are they having a convo about the text without me? Yes. They've been having the conversation about the text without you for forever. Sidebar, why did Bose say to Erica, because Erica didn't seem that far away. She was like, why is Erica screaming over here? I was like, first of all, Erica wasn't screaming. Not me defending Erica Jane. I was like, first of all, Erica's not screaming, and she seems like she's not that far from you guys, because you can hear her, right? It didn't seem that far. But I thought that was interesting commentary. But I agree with Erica was just like, you're not reading my text messages without a warrant. Not a warrant. Okay, Erica. We get it. You've been through some legal things. Barry, thank you so much for the super chat. Barry says, you stay hating on us cancers and you're still here. Thanks, Barry. And thank you for the super chat. Lady Shep, thank you for the super chat. Lady Shep says, hey, Kemp, how do you think your cold bottle compares to a Stanley? Also, if you get a cut, I'll go buy one now. I get a percentage, a small percentage from Coldest. Have I used the Stanley cup? I don't know. But I don't have a comparison, but I've used this one for years. I had the same one here live for years. You can get a discount with the discount code Kempire10. I get a small commission, very small, but it's okay. But I'm telling you, 36 plus hours, this coldest water bottle, if you put cold water in here, it will remain cold. And I forgot how long it will stay warm. But you can Google Schmooga, and they have all different things. You can get them even personalized. This is how long I've had it, from when I first started on TikTok. So they sent it to me because I was working on TikTok. Kempire 10 for 10% off. But they don't just have water bottles. They have sheets. They have things for your pets. They're not sponsoring, but I'm sure our mods are going to post and let you guys know. Okay. Thank you so much for the super chat. N-Dub, thank you so much for the super chat. N-Dub says, Kyle cherry-picked what she wanted to share. Oh, so that's why she did the screenshot. And here's the thing. Like, I'm not defending Kyle. And this is where I mean twerking on a fence, because I can see where Dorit is coming from, but I can also see where Kyle is coming from. And I think that's exactly what's happening, at least in the after show, with Erica Jane. Okay? So, Kyle blows up. She reads a text message to them. She storms out. Dorit decides to go after her. She feels like she's the only one that could talk to Kyle about this. No, Dorit wanted to have a scene. Dorit swears that this is her season. Okay? And they're making it all about Dorit. When I'm doing the thumbnail, I'm like, okay, so who was this episode mostly about? And every single week, it's about Dorit. Let me tell you something. I'm not that interested in Dorit. So that can already tell you the type of season that Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is having. I'm not completely bored, thankfully, because we have interesting, supporting cast. But for the most part, the only drama that we have is Kyle versus Dorit over a text message where they're trying to make it seem like Kyle and PK might be inappropriate. In the after show, Dorit said that there isn't a text message where Kyle is, dogging her out. Okay? In the after show, Erica says, you know what? For the most, what I believe that maybe that Kyle may have said about Dorit to PK, maybe they both said terrible things about each other, about Dorit. But Dorit, I'm not falling for this battle that they're having. And I also don't believe that Dorit and PK are really having marriage trouble. I think they've always had marriage trouble, very much like Kyle and Mauricio, probably more so them. I think they just are picking and choosing when they want to use it as a storyline. I don't believe that Dorit and PK will be getting a divorce anytime soon. I think eventually they'll get a divorce. I don't think they're going to get a divorce anytime soon. And there are little holes in their story. We talked about that. One of those major holes for me is when they had that scene, PK and Dorit, and he was like, oh, we talk 5 times a day. And he was like, oh, we're not going to be doing that anymore. Then the next week, she's like, yeah, I haven't talked to him in like 2 weeks. You have 2 young children with him. You have not talked to your estranged husband in 2 weeks. You're lying.
Lies! The lie!
You're lying. But there have been other instances I was like, I don't believe this. And the fact that we're focusing so much on Dorit this season, it's boring for me. Let's do something else. And hopefully we will end up doing something else. But what else is there to talk about? That's sad. Okay. All right. What else happened at this spa situation? So fine. Um oh, OMG. Let me play this clip for you. I'm gonna just play the audio because I didn't have enough time to pull up the clip. This is another reason why Garcelle is necessary for this show. Garcelle defends Dorit. She's just like, obviously that you and PK are not just sending memes and jokes. I thought this was hilarious. Hold on, I gotta play this for y'all.
Either way, it doesn't look good because obviously that means it was more than memes and
Hold
jokes.
on.
Because if it's memes and jokes,
Hold on.
either way, it doesn't look good because obviously that means it was more than memes and jokes. Because if it's memes and jokes, share them. Production likes to laugh too.
She's like, production likes to laugh too. Garcelle, thank you for that little laugh. Every couple of episodes, there was a moment where Garcelle, I'm like, I did not see that coming. Because the conversation leads to what Kyle says in that text to PK, that I won't share anything that you ever told me. Again, that could be something nefarious, but according to Kyle, it was more about production. Garcelle doesn't understand what she means by that. She's like, I don't know how that could be production. Because wouldn't you just say production in your text? Paris says that comment made me laugh. She's like, why not mention that? She's like, production likes to laugh too. I played it over and over again. I said, that's hilarious to me. Okay. Both after Kyle decides to leave, and Kyle had a conversation with Dorit outside, Bose says she doesn't understand why Erica is defending Kyle. All right. She then says to the group, she's like, I've worked in corporate America. Like, one of the things that I like to do in my, in being in corporate America and being in these boardrooms is resolving conflict. So she sees what's happening in this group and she wants to resolve the conflict. I mean, it makes sense when you come from that world, but on some level, you can't take that world of you being the leader and trying to resolve conflicts to your friend group. Sometimes that can work, but sometimes that's not going to work, especially when you don't know the parties involved. Not sometimes. A lot of times that helps being an impartial individual, even though it doesn't give it impartial. However, I feel like because you don't know the history, sometimes that can feel like, yeah, you don't know the history, so you are coming in and trying to do something and you're just making it worse. Maybe. Exactly. Alexandra says that Bose is not resolving it when she's just one-sided. And don't get me wrong, I do see where Bose brings up very valid points in regards to Kyle's behavior. Just saying. Oh, Foxy said, but is it okay that you're defending Dorit all the time? She sees something. Bab says, but Bose is one-sided. Oriel, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member of the channel. And again, guys, if you want to become a member, there are all kinds of really great perks and upcoming new perks that we're going to be adding to the membership. Head on over to TheKempire.com/join. Oriel says, Erica was bought and sold a long time ago to Girardi and company. I don't trust a word she says. Not bought and sold. Lord have mercy. Queen T, thank you so much for the super chat. Queen T, and for being a member. Queen T says, I wonder if there was something DL wife swapping between Kyle and Dorit. I don't want to know about that. Ew, I don't want to know about that at all. Ew, what in the Salt Lake City is going on? You remember, not the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, but, well, maybe. We were just talking about the Salt Lake City finale. Okay? Anyways, moving along. Okay, so speaking of Kyle, then we have this scene with Kyle celebrating Portia's birthday. And for those that have been watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills since the beginning, yes, we all feel old. Portia's turning 16. Portia was the youngest. She was the baby when we first started watching this show. congratulations to her. Mauricio shows up. The entire family's there. And her and Mauricio, Portia and Mauricio are going to Europe on, I guess a dad and daughter trip, which I think is great. And then they surprise her with a new Porsche. And before y'all start getting, oh my gosh, she's only 16. She is growing up in Beverly Hills. If anything, they could have did better. They could have did better. Nasser says, Kemp, everyone is swinging nowadays. You're right. And I told you the gay community were the ones doing it first. They're still doing it. Like, I feel like everybody I meet nowadays, open relationship, I just couldn't. I don't think that's going to work for me. Sorry. It's not going to work for me. Anyways, Apple says, I remember when Portia was a toddler. They co-parent very well. Yeah. If anything, that's the thing that we should applaud about Kyle and Mauricio. They definitely handled whatever this is very well. But what they haven't handled very well is navigating this story to the audience. Because clearly there's more to the story. I think we still have no idea what was the thing. And again, some people, when they're getting divorced and they're separated, they don't know what was the thing. But Kyle did allude that something did break her trust with him. And Mama Ellie says, not me, Kempire, I'm a prude. You're also a Taurus like me. So that's probably why we see each other. Okay? Not a prude. We're not prudes, Tauruses. We just come across that way. Okay. Mr. Melon Magic says, Kemp, you're going to start swinging soon too, right? I don't even have a partner. How am I supposed to be swinging? Ew. Jay says, I got swinger vibes from PK, Kyle, and Dorit and Mauricio dynamic. I didn't get that. Stop that narrative, y'all. Ew. Anyways, I feel like there's something missing. And it could be because Kyle is so controlling on what she shares. She literally says that in this episode when she talks about production. They're very strategic about what they want to share with the world, which is fine. I'm not expecting these women to share everything about their lives. But if you're going to share your divorce or your pending divorce or your separation, there's something missing that we're not connecting with. And that might be something that might be part of the reason why the rest of this cast is not able to show sympathy, because that's also the other conversation. I think Bose was the one who brought it up, that everyone is showing such sympathy to Dorit, but they're not showing the same, I think it was Erica, showing the same sympathy to Kyle. It might be because with Kyle, we still don't understand like what exactly happened here. But maybe they don't. But I feel like they do, and they're just not sharing it. If you're going to share this much of your life, then, Okay. I say all that to say, who cares? Train with May. Hey, Train with May. Train with May says that part, Kempire. She's lying to the world and using the cast to keep her check. Kyle has been playing in our faces for a very long time, but now she wants to make it seem like she might need a break from Beverly Hills. Take it. Take it immediately. Please and thank you. Take it now. Don't even come to the Don't even come to the reunion, please. Do us all a favor. Okay, before I get to the rest of this episode, I've been talking a long time, over an hour and 13 minutes. I am going to drop the call-in link for our members first. Live chat. Let's get to 700 likes. And I know what you're thinking. Kempire, that's a lot. Let's get to 700 likes. We have 1,400 of you watching on YouTube alone. Okay? Let's get to 700 likes, and I'll drop the call link for the general audience. But I know our members have a lot to say, so I'm going to drop that on the community tab here on YouTube. And I appreciate you guys taking time out of your Wednesday to be here with us. If you're part of the replay crew, we haven't forgotten about you. Be sure to let us know your thoughts and opinions on Real Housewives of New York and Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And how are you feeling about the season of Beverly Hills? Are you enjoying it? How are you feeling about Dorit and Bose's relationship? How are you feeling about this whole storyline between Kyle and Dorit? Share your thoughts. Okay, let me drop the call-in link for our members. All right. All right. I've dropped the call-in link on the community tab for our members. Thank you so much. Live chat, we'll drop the call-in for you guys once we get to 700 likes. Like up the video. All right. Oh, yeah. Alexandra says, and why is Kyle still talking about LVP with PK? She talked about that too. Hey, Angeline. Angeline, good evening, Kempire and chat from South Africa. Yesterday, if you missed it, guys, we did talk about Young, Famous, and African, you know, the reality TV series on Netflix. So if you've been missing our recap on that, we did recap episodes 1 to 3. I will be recapping episodes 4 to 8 when I get back from DC, maybe while I'm in DC and traveling, I'll be able to watch and catch up on the episodes. So stay tuned for that. Kiara says it's a snow day here in North Carolina. Yeah, you guys got snow down there. I saw Louisiana got some snow. The New Orleans, they got some snow. I was like, woo, what is going on? The funniest thing to me is when I see ignorant folks say, and they say it's global, there's global warming. Here's the thing. Ignorance is not okay anymore when you have the internet. Okay? Especially when you're on the internet. I'm not assuming that everyone has the internet. But for those that have the internet and they're on the internet making ignorant comments, I'm just like, really? Okay. Bianca, thank you so much for the super chat. Bianca says, nothing to say, just trying to get a shimmy. Shimmy! Bianca. Thank you for the super chat, Bianca, and for being a member. Shersa, thank you for being a member and for the super chat. Shersa says, Kyle's freak out was excessive for not Mims. I know, in your Jennifer Tilly voice. For excessive for simple Mims. Kyle and PK were dogging Dorito. Just say it with your chest. Do you look, I don't think they were dogging Dorito. But I do believe they probably were like, oh my gosh, she's so, like, you know, she's so long-winded. I can see them saying that. I can definitely see them saying that. Do I think that they were dogging each other out? No. In the after show, Dorit does say that the text message, she doesn't believe that things were said on text, but she does know because PK told her. Remember, PK and Dorit are an alliance in regards to this fraud of a storyline. So they're playing along. She's willing to say some of the things that she's willing to say because they're working together. All right. So she says that it wasn't a text message, but Kyle had complained to PK and PK told her. Okay. But okay. But I do look when Dorit talks about PK being a monster and Kyle's just like, really? I've never seen that side of him. And she's like, and she says that she's always saw that Dorit wore the pants in that relationship. Here's the thing. Kyle and Dorit, I believe, because that's always been the rumor, that the Fox Force flunkies have always, before a season started, plotted and planned their storylines. This is the first season where I believe that Kyle and Dorit are not plotting their storylines together. So you see them clocking each other in regards to, we know how we feel about Kyle. And now Kyle is like, I don't believe what she's doing. I think she's dragging this out to have some sort of storyline. But now she's not saying storyline. But she's like, I never seen this side of PK. Do you think that look, I think we all have a monster side to us all. But I feel like Dorit, and I feel like PK is willing to play along, is willing to make him look like the monster this season because that's her storyline. Don't forget, it feels like there's a rumor about Dorit not coming back every single season, and then right before the season is supposed to start filming, all of a sudden something dramatic happens with Dorit. I believe that she does that. So and here's the thing. I think people are like, well, there's always rumors about Housewives not coming back. There's some truth to those rumors about Dorit not coming back. Because what has Dorit given us over the years besides beautiful gowns and beautiful bags? And now that we're focused on Dorit this season and Dorit's supposed to be the focal point, I'm not interested. I don't care about Dorit and her relationship with PK. I don't care about her fight with Kyle. I don't care about any of it. Sensi, thank you for being a member for 19 months. I really like this episode of RHONY. It's okay. It's all right. I understand. It's a lot of drama, a lot of stuff going on. I didn't like watching it, to be honest. I didn't. And because behavior like this is rewarded with views, and I just feel like they're leaning into stuff like this more and more often. Winter says that Dorit's been buying storylines. All right, Garcelle and Sutton meet up at her Malibu. Well, it's not Malibu. Shout out to those of you that hit me up and said Garcelle's home is not Malibu. But wasn't she talking about buying a Malibu home? Right? Or maybe it was just a beachfront home. Okay. Maybe in my head I said Malibu. But the home that Boz recently lost, that was her Malibu home. Not the home that we saw her in now in LA. Was it Beverly? I don't think she's in Beverly Hills. I forgot where she is. But yeah. So Garcelle and Sutton meet up. Sutton isn't happy with Kyle constantly storming out. She feels like Kyle is being a hypocrite. Yes, go figure. Are we surprised? Data, thank you so much for the hand hearts on TikTok. We appreciate you. Data's a true OG of the channel. Okay. So Sutton's not happy with it because she feels, in a flashback, she feels like Kyle's being a hypocrite. You're always telling me this, to address it, to handle it, to stay here, have the conversation. And she feels like Kyle was doing the complete opposite. She even says that she won't be bowing down to the altar of Kyle Richards. I felt like that was such an interesting conversation because I was sort of like, oh, I didn't know that you were feeling this way about Kyle. Maybe a lot of the group felt this way because they were like, why are you storming out? Why are you protesting so much? And even Garcelle was sort of like, the more you protest about this, the more I'm sort of like, so what exactly is going on here between you and PK? What is going on? Inquiring minds want to know. But I agree with Erica in the after show. She's just like, let's just first clear this up. That I don't think that there's anything inappropriate happening between Kyle and PK. Just saying. Oriel says that Sutton hates Kyle. Do you think so? I don't think she likes Kyle a lot. I don't think she looks to Kyle as a sister. You know what I did notice though? Because Kyle's a Capricorn, and I looked at her home. Like when they show you the overview of like the sky view of her home, I was like, that's such a Capricorn house. Because in Hollywood, you could have these big, luxurious home. Kyle could definitely afford a big, luxurious home. And it's a big home, but it's very like understated for what she could really get. And I was like, that's such a Capricorn house. It's an earth sign. And it speaks to me and my Taurus. I was like, this is beautiful. Anyways. So Garcelle and Sutton had that conversation. I was more interested in Garcelle's dog needing a haircut and Garcelle's dog and Sutton's dog playing, to be honest. Okay. And Garcelle says that Sutton's dog is the princess and her dog is just like, what did she say? Sutton's dog was like the party or something like that. And she's like, it's kind of like me and Sutton. Can you guess which one's the princess? Anyways. All right. So the final scene is Dorit and Erica going to the spa to relax. And Dorit's like, she wants to have a conversation with Erica because she's not happy with Erica not defending her at this event that Boz threw. And Dorit says that she feels that Kyle is copping out, and she thinks that the text message is actually about Dorit. But Erica's like, I feel like it could be two things. It can go both ways. So Dorit doesn't like Erica's response, but I actually liked Erica's response because she wasn't backing down to Dorit. And I don't think that I don't think that Erica is scared of Kyle. I do believe that Erica is strategic though. So she's not going to completely burn a bridge with Kyle because she knows being friends with Kyle has secured her position on the show for years. But at the same time, she doesn't want to burn a bridge with Dorit. I don't think that Kyle, Dorit. Well, Kyle and Dorit, I believe, are friends or were friends. But I don't believe that Erica's really friends with Kyle and Dorit. And I already told you last week when they showed up to our house and they're looking at the lemons and they're like, oh my God, these lemons are huge. I was like, if you really were going over someone's home, you would have seen that already. Like these two, I don't believe that Erica has a real friendship with anyone that's cast. If anything, she probably has a real friendship only with Lisa Rinna. And I'm good with Lisa Rinna being gone. Anyways. Okay, moving on. Let me get to some callers, guys. Don't forget, the opinions of the callers do not represent the opinions of myself, TheKempire LLC, or our sponsors. They agree not to use profanity or derogatory language. They are also calling in of their own free will. Let me put up my disclaimer. Okay. And everything that they say are alleged, all right? And for entertainment purposes only. Okay. Oh, Marissa says she's not scared. She's just up her woo-ha. I don't know. I could see both ways. Here I go twerking on the fence. All right, live chat. We're almost at 700 likes. Let's get to 700 likes, and I'll drop the call-in link for all of you guys. But we have quite a few members backstage that want to share their opinions on Real Housewives of New York City or Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So callers, think about what you want to talk about, and please respect the timer so that we're able to get to everyone. All right? Because I'm going to start. That's going to be my new rule for 2025. If someone disrespects the timer and they go on and on and on and on and on and on and on, I'm not going to take all the callers. I have things to do. My time is precious too. Okay. Wendy's backstage. We're going to bring Wendy up first. Wendy, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire.
Hey.
I'm surprised I'm first again. But okay, so RHONY. Okay, I am so over Brienne's white passing behind and the way she is treating Uba and knowing dang well she said about the eggplant sucking thing. She said it.
Yeah.
She said it. Brienne said it. And they're making Uba seem like she is crazy. Okay, other than that, Cal's making us Capricorns look so bad. Because if this was me as a Capricorn, I keep my mouth shut so I won't hurt anybody's feelings because my tongue is sharp. And I will hurt your feelings with my words. She's not giving us justice at all. That's all I'm saying. I gave the episode a 6. That's it. And you have a great one.
Use it. Look, Wendy always finishes up before her time. Thank you, Wendy. Let me start the timer. Hold on. Mama Alice says, reminds you guys, callers, short and shady chat. Please let Kemp mod the callers, content and time. Thank you. All right. SC says, Brenda's just a weirdo. She needs therapy. She does. All right. Miss Bernice is backstage. We're going to bring Miss Bernice up next. Miss Bernice, what did you want to share?
Nope.
Huh?
What do you want to do? You want to watch that feeling on?
Miss Bernice?
I'm just saying.
All right, Miss Bernice, I'm going to drop you down and come back to you. And Kita, I'm going to bring you up next. And Kita, what did you want to share?
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Good. So about RHONY, quickly. I really don't like Garcelle that much, but she's the only South Asian representative that we have on Housewives. So here's the thing, like Bryn talking about Garcelle's marriage, that's bad in itself, but it's really bad for Indians when, we are so conservative. You can't say things like that, right? And things about like Garcelle running back to her mom and telling her about the rumor, that's just like on brand for Indians. And I feel there's some sort of like racism against her. I don't know. I feel very uncomfortable like how they treat her.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's my hot take.
Okay. No, we appreciate you doing that. Thank you for calling in. And Kita?
Yeah. Thank you.
And again, this is why I love our audience, because then we get that perspective that we didn't even think about. Okay. All right. We're going to try Miss Bernice again. Hold on. Miss Bernice. Are you
hold
there?
up.
Miss Bernice?
Hello.
Miss Bernice, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire. How you doing? I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
What up, though, everyone? This was a very triggering episode with RHONY because all season, Aaron and Brienne have been undermining Uber all season. You notice how they get together when they talk about Uber, and they always saying, "Well, I need to talk to her, but I don't know what she's gonna do, so I'm not gonna talk to her now
Yeah.
because I don't know how she's gonna react to it." You constantly poking the bear, and then when the bear get tired of you poking her, and she reacts, you say, "Oh, she crazy. You see, she's angry. Why are you so angry?" Aaron and Bryn have been doing this all season. Bryn really started last season once she found out that Uber had a boyfriend because Uber had what she don't have. And then when she found out Uber was trying to have a baby, she really intensified it. Because how you gonna be in a healthy relationship with somebody and now you finna try to have a baby? Now you really got something that I don't have.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, because that's a sin. That's that envy. She's so envious of every woman on that show. Because every woman on that show, besides Aaron, which is her ride or die, got what she don't have. And until she get whole with her anti-blackness, because all these women of color are settling in a blackness and they complete. That's not their fault that you never got to that point. And you ain't trying to get to that point.
Okay.
Other than that, y'all have a blessed day.
You too, Ms.
That's my
Bernice.
2 cents.
Oh.
Okay.
Thanks, Ms. Bernice. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Monet says that Kyle is a Capricorn with a Cancer moon. It's quite simple. Oh, so that makes sense. All that crying. Oh my goodness. But Capricorns are, I mean, here's the thing. You would think being a Capricorn and a Cancer with the hard shell, they don't really show their emotions like that. Or maybe she does all that crying to be strategic. It's not, she really is not that emotional about what she's actually crying about. Kyle, take 2-3 seasons off, please. I look forward to this year where Kyle Richards announces that she's taking a break. And no, it's not that she's fired, because I think they would bring her back too. No, we need Kyle to take a break. Okay. All right. Let me move on. Let me get to Delon. Delon, what did you want to share about the latest episode of Real Housewives of New York or Beverly Hills?
Hi, Kempire. How are you doing today?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm well. First, I want to say about RHONY, though I do not watch RHONY, Bryn gives me Ashley Darby because Ashley, in my opinion, she doesn't stand in her blackness either until it's time to be black as well because, yeah, I'm just going to leave that there. We'll move on to Beverly Hills. Garcelle is finally giving what she needs to give this season because her group scenes were not landing for me. Her solo scenes were. It's just the group scenes were not landing, but this time they're landing. The comedic relief is there.
Oh.
So she gets my little silent claps, but she's still, And with Kyle and Erica, I do agree because the text message is really not that serious to me, in my opinion. Yes, the semantics of it all is a little fishy, but it's really not that serious. Dorit just wants everyone to be against Kyle so she can have the numbers to do a takedown. Bose, girl, please, like you tried it this episode because you're doing too much. You don't even know these ladies enough to have the energy you have. But I'm gonna leave that there. Y'all have a good day.
Oh, you too, Delon. Take care. Here's the thing. And this is me twerking on the fence. I do believe that Bose doesn't have enough history to weigh in as much as that she has. But then I think to myself, well, maybe she can come in as an impartial voice, seeing the characters and give her opinion that way. It just feels like she is definitely one-sided. Like it's a little one-sided this way, but she's trying to be in the middle. You get what I'm saying? That's my opinion. Let me not go over the callers' times, okay? Let's bring up Barry next. Barry, who is a Cancer.
And you stay hating on it, but it's okay. That's why I watch. I just wanted to clarify that I dislike when people try to have a both side of them kind of conversation. if Bose is new to the group, like you just said a few minutes ago, if she can objectively view in real time bad behavior and call it out, there's no need to take both sides.
Yeah.
Sutton's saying, oh, I want a sisterhood, but then you're yelling at people up and down. That's not a sisterhood. That's her judging those actions, what's in front of her. It doesn't matter the context of your history. If your behavior is bad now, I'm judging you on your behavior now. I don't need context. Rude is rude, disrespectful is disrespectful. It doesn't matter what the past context of it is. And Erica is afraid of Kyle. Erica doesn't have the leverage of Tom Girardi's money to put her above those women anymore. So she needs Kyle's support because Dorit is expendable. Kyle is the anchor of this franchise. So who is Bravo going to get rid of first? So why not anchor herself to Kyle? Because if she was still married to Tom and they didn't have any of his legal issues, she wouldn't care. Erica's most brazen and brash stuff was when she was married to Tom because she had money.
Yeah. Okay.
She doesn't have that money or that leverage anymore. Kyle does. So she's going to stay.
She's getting her apartment done over this season.
Who renovates an apartment you don't own?
We've talked about this, Barry.
With money you don't have.
Oh, damn, Barry. Goodbye.
How many streams did her song do?
Bye, Barry. Not me defending Erica this week. I'm really joking, though. I really don't. Like, I really don't. Hold on.
We're on appeal for legal reasons.
All right. Yes, the soundboard is back, y'all. I mean, it's closer, so I can actually utilize it. All right. Let's bring up Kathy. Kathy Hilton's backstage. Kathy, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire.
Hey, how are you?
I don't watch Beverly Hills, but I would say that Kyle is a Capricorn. My mother's a Capricorn. I don't trust them. They're very manipulative.
Not you talking about your mama like this.
Well, God rest her soul, but she was, and she knew it. And I'm a Gemini. So Geminis and Capricorns do clash because Capricorns like to control and Geminis don't like to be controlled. So that can be. But I want to say that Erica is an Aries. My mother's favorite niece is an Aries.
Cancer.
And
Erica's a Cancer.
They were both so compatible.
Wait. Erica's a Cancer.
I thought Erica was an Aries.
No, she's a Cancer.
Oh, she is? Well, they still go. A Capricorn and a Cancer, they go well together. Oh. They do go very well together. Those are my father was a Cancer too, so they go well together. Oh. But I talk about RHONY. Bryn. I like RHONY. I don't like Bryn. And I think that they should give him another season just to see how it goes without Bryn. All of her, she's an Aquarius, if I'm not mistaken, Bryn. And I've had many experiences with an Aquarius. They so manipulative. I like them, but I'm very cautious of what I tell them. Because they like to spread your business, because they don't like to focus on themselves. Kenya is a Aquarius. She does the same thing. Marlo is an Aquarius. They do the same thing. They do not like to focus on them. So what they do is they talk about other people. They will spread lies about other people to take the light off of them. That makes them a very dangerous person. I like them because they're fun and we can feed off of each other. I'm a Gemini, they're Aquarius. But as far as me telling them my business or getting too close to me or coming to my home, we're not doing that. So I think that Bryn needs to go. I don't like what she did to Uber. I think Uber does have a temper. Yeah. But you know what? Bryn kept on poking her. And the ladies, the way they all turned on Uber so quickly, knowing that Bryn has done each of them dirty.
Yeah.
And that was so phony. And I'm from New York. New York know how to be phony too when they're ready. And that was pure New York energy. I'm sorry. Those ladies were being phony and I didn't like it. But I do hope they come back for another season. Okay. Take out Bryn and see how it goes because I do like Uber. I like Erin. Erin's a little troublemaker, but I like her. I like Jessel, that's her name. I like the whole cat. I like Rebecca. I think they're good. I think they're like lighthearted, not too heavy.
Okay.
So
right,
I do like it.
Thank you for calling in.
You're welcome. Have a good day, Kempire.
You too. Stay warm. All right. I will say this. I was wrong about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City because I was worried that Monica Who being missing would reap a terrible season. But if Real Housewives of New York does come back, they definitely need to make shifts in the cast, and it's not just with Brynn. Brynn, you're fired. Come on, God, you're fired. Uba, I think Uba should go too, to be honest. I like Uba. I don't feel like she really brings anything to the show right now. She's not willing to bring her relationship to the show. Jenna, you can go. Look, I already got three. I got rid of 3 people already. All right, we have a long line backstage, and I would like to get to everyone. Okay, everyone, please respect the timer. Except Miss Esquire. Miss Esquire usually got legal stuff for me. Miss Esquire, what's going on? This is my platform. I choose who I want to give more time to. What's going on, Miss Esquire?
No. I'm definitely gonna respect the timer.
Okay.
So, I want to talk about Beverly Hills first.
Okay.
I agree that I do think that Bob is trying to come in and just peep the scene and call things what they are. But here's the thing. Her loyalty or the perception I have of her loyalty to Dorit is misplaced. Dorit has all the loyalty of a troncleta. Like, do not trust her, honey, because she flips and flops. And she has actually flipped on every member of the Force 5 that have left. And even folks before then, like LVP, who brought her onto this show. That's why Erica is hitching her train to Kyle. It's not because she necessarily wants proximity to Kyle's power. It's because she knows Kyle is the only one left of that group who will protect her, because Dorit isn't. So she's got to keep Kyle on this show. With RHONY, I do think that I still believe that the show needs to go. I don't think the reboot has been successful. I'm not interested in this cast or another iteration of them. What I will say is Sai said something very, very poignant at the end, which is Brynn has been trafficking in duplicity since she was a child. And she was around people, I think, who traffic in duplicity. It's what she knows. But she's run up against somebody who is not able to regulate their emotions and who is violently committed to being seen as being truthful. That was always going to be a problem for the two of them. Last thing, Blake Lively is a Virgo, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Mars, and Leo. Did you know that?
I didn't know all of that. I know her top 3 was what?
She is a Virgo, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Mars, and Venus.
I'm already annoyed.
Everybody should feel sorry for her. It's really bad in her head. I'm a Virgo Sun and a Virgo Mercury, and that's enough. I feel so bad for that girl.
But we love you, Miss Esquire. I can't say the same.
What we're watching is her crashing out because of all them Virgo placements, y'all.
That's pretty bad. And I have to say, I actually met Miss Esquire. I didn't get annoyed with Miss Esquire.
Yeah. Listen, I'm a rising Libra, honey. That's why you can deal with me. I'm a rising Libra and I'm a Sag moon. It helps. But that Virgo is strong. But I have realized her sign. I'm gone. Everybody's cussing me out in the chat. I realized Blake Lively's sign. And I was like, oh, we're just witnessing a monumental lifelong crash out starting. This is a crash out that we're watching.
Even legally, I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all will be patient. Even legally, though, you're like, yeah. Because I know you probably read up on all the stuff that's happening between her and Jess Baldoni. Like, you think you're still on like, what do you, like, a quick thought on the legal stuff with her?
My quick thought is that I think she is committed to her version of the reality, and she is committed to proving her version of the reality like, they were in the same circumstances. They did not have the same experience. They did not walk away from it with a similar reality. And she is committed to the truth of her reality and her experience. And I know a Virgo, we will die on that hill.
Look at this. Essie says, hold on. Essie says, stop with the Virgo bashing. We love you, though, Kempire. Miss Esquire's a Virgo.
I'm not bashing her either. The thing is, I know how committed I can be to being right. And when I think I'm right about something, my identity is tied to that as a Virgo. Ooh. And again, I'm only a Virgo Sun and a Virgo Mercury.
And she's a Virgo everything.
She's a Virgo everything. Her need to be perfect, her need to be seen as perfect, her need to be right is so high. I'm not saying something inappropriate didn't happen. I'm not saying that there wasn't retaliatory action. I think there are probably some things that were inappropriate. Harassment is one of the most difficult federal claims to prove, next to discrimination. Yeah. It is so difficult to prove harassment. And I think that she is committed to this in a way that she will crash out to prove herself right.
Damn. All right.
And I hate that for her.
Damn. We'll talk more about the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni situation. Make sure you're subscribed and your notifications are on. Miss Esquire, thank you so much for calling in.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Everyone else, respect the timer. We got to go. I have literally, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people backstage. So if everyone respects the timer, we can do this in 12 minutes. Okay. All right. Rasani's backstage. We're going to bring Rasani up next. Rasani, what did you want to share?
You just love to do the respect the timer when it's me, don't you?
Come on, the timer has started.
Okay, so I'm not going to talk about Beverly Hills, even though I have thoughts about it. What I'm going to say is about RHONY. It was so disturbing. And the last time I called in and I said something about RHONY with Bryn and poking Uba. Uba was over there minding her business. It was so very triggering to me because I think Bryn more identifies as white than black. And you're trying to paint Uba as this aggressive, angry black woman. And I'm just going to be completely honest with you. It makes me hard to believe that you were actually essayed because you've lied so much and exaggerated what the truth may or may not be. And as a woman and for other women that have been essayed or worse, it paints a bad picture because this is the light that they have to go through when they have to face court battles or go to the law or having the public scrutinize them. And for you to do that, that's just horrible. And she needs to go. Jenna needs to go because Jenna, you defending that behavior, that's just wrong. Yeah. And my time's up. So thank you. Have a good day, everyone.
You too, Rasani. You notice how Rasani said, oh, you always say respect the timer. And look, Rasani went over the timer. Kai, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire. Okay, I first want to say, I stopped watching RHONY after that episode where Brian brought up the angry black woman because I don't even play with stuff like that. And so I will not be rewarding it by watching it.
Yeah.
As far as Beverly Hills go, I first want to say, let's put some respect on Bo's name. I think she's the smartest person on this cast. She's not being duped by Dorit. I just don't see it happening. I think she's just calling a spade because Kyle put herself in this situation. You should have never said it was a bunch of memes. Also, nobody beat you up and took your phone. You didn't have to read that text message. Like, you really told on yourself. And then I also feel like she's insulting our intelligence. You were talking about whatever conversations you and PK had about Dorit because Dorit is irritating. So y'all probably have talked about her. Let's call a spade a spade. Erica, she was really getting on my nerves because I don't think anyone was insinuating it was inappropriate in terms of like romantic. But I think talking to someone's husband about their wife is inappropriate. Point blank, period. Like, especially if we're going through a divorce. I just think, like you said, we've all been saying, if it had been Mauricio, Kai would have been crashing out.
Yep.
Then her running out, trying to recreate Amsterdam. I really hope she runs off our screens forever. And that's all I have to say.
Bye, Kai.
Bye.
Kai said crashing out, and then she said try to recreate Amsterdam. You remember, Miss Melon Magic said, Cap, you respect the timer, laughing out loud. I'm joking. Don't get mad at me. L, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, L, shimmy for the $20. She says, I'm in a work meeting. Shh, I'm in a work meeting, so I can't call in. But as a black woman who has been R'd, the R word, I'm disgusted by Bryn's performance. I saw she admitted in an interview that she was hammered most of filming. She needs help in many ways. L, I'm sorry that happened to you, and thank you for the super chat. Jackie, thank you so much for the super chat. Jackie says, I'm sick of the girl's girl thing. And anytime someone that says the girl's girl, because we saw Dorit say it in this episode, I always believe that's a toxic term from the person that's saying it, and that they're really aren't a girl's girl. Because Dorit says that, the minute, what was it? It was something in relation to the text message. She was like, that's whole, she should have stopped talking and texting with PK the minute she found out there was trouble with them. She was like, if she was a girl's girl. I was like, Jackie, she says, I'm sick of the girls girl thing. Maybe Kyle would rather her be friends with PK, must rather be friends with PK. I wonder if she's helping PK with his sobriety. Damn. Well, I mean, that makes sense because, you know, she talked about being sober and, you know, Kyle doesn't drink anymore. Maybe. All things are possible. Okay, let me move on. Let me get to the next caller. Winter's backstage. Winter, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire. Can you hear me?
Yeah, why are you whispering?
Because I'm at work and I'm supposed to be working, but I had to say what I had to say.
Okay.
So, Bryn, the thing with Bryn is like, I want to believe her situation, but she lied and played in our face all season.
Yep.
And it's just like, I can't believe that this is what Housewives has resulted to, like where we're just making up storylines about things like this. I feel like she's not in touch with her black side because you wouldn't even play with something like that. Like as far as we've come, all the things we fight for, why would you even lie or like make something up like that? Like know what you're saying before you say it.
Yeah.
Especially when you're on TV. Like you shouldn't even be saying something like that if you're not sure. But I don't know. I feel like it's grounds for termination for her. Um, and yeah, Beverly Hills, I don't know what's really going on with Bravo, but I kind of haven't been watching the episodes. It's like I'm falling asleep every day. It's not just Black Night. Like I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. I'm not really watching the episodes.
Oh, okay.
But that's it.
Thanks,
Bye.
Winter. Take care. Get back to work. Missy says, I'm at work too. I love we come on for Kemp during work. I appreciate it too. Shout out to all of you. And look, to the employers, they can multitask. Even though they say technically when you're multitasking, it's not really giving 100% to the thing that you really should be giving the focus to. But I multitask. Keep listening. Okay. Ashley's backstage. We're going to bring Ashley up next. Hold on, Ashley. Ashley, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing well. Okay, so I really want to talk about RHONY because I was watching it and literally cringing the entire time. Like, Bryn, she has some serious issues. I mean, we saw it throughout the season, but that last episode just like, it's more like she has like this sinister thing about her. Like, her going back and forth to that room when they were all together when Uba had left. Like her, like them showing that footage of her walking back and forth into the room, like just to make sure like what they were talking about, like her trying to control the whole narrative. Even after she left, like her texting, I don't know if she texted Jessel or who it was. She texted and was like, "Oh, are you leaving?" Or Aaron. She texted Aaron, was like, "Oh, are you guys leaving?" Like she still was trying to control things even though she was gone. Like you have some serious issues. She definitely has some narcissistic traits. Like I feel like she's been the cancer throughout the season, and I think that I definitely feel like if they take her out of the group, I would love to see the show without her and see how the girls get along without her. I agree with you. Jenna probably should leave too, but I do think that they should keep that core group and maybe add a few other people.
Okay. All right. I mean, it worked for Salt Lake City, so.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Most definitely. Ashley, thank you for calling in. Take
Thank
care.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Let's get to Arjun. I'm going to stop talking in between. Arjun, what did you want to share?
Okay, I just want to say, as a fellow Indian, I haven't watched this season of RHONY because the last season, the way they were targeting Jessel's marriage was so hurtful to us Indians. You know, Indian people we are known for our marriages. Marriage is so sacred to us, so it was so hurtful. So I decided I'm not gonna watch any season of New York, no matter, because it was so hurtful to see they were targeting her marriage.
Yeah, they talk about it again this season.
Oh, exactly. So I'm happy that I didn't watch it because I will be so hurt. It's like, why are you targeting her marriage when you know she comes from the culture where marriage is so sacred?
I don't think Bryn knows that.
I mean, the whole cast and should be speaking about it.
Yeah.
Also, I do have to say, I saw their reunion looks. The reunion, they have the best reunion looks I ever have seen. Not a single miss.
They did. They did. I mean, but beautiful gowns. That's it.
And thank you, Channel Lines, because now I think we're gonna see bathrobes as a normal wear.
Did you see it? Did you see it? Okay, can't talk anymore. Bye, Arjun.
Bye.
But again, if you see it in movement, it's not great. Jasmine, we're gonna bring you up next. Jasmine, what did you want to share? Jasmine, you're muted.
Hi, Kempire. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Look, I'm at work too. Let me hurry up. I got 2 minutes. Okay. RHONY. I just have a question. If Bryn didn't get busted in front of everyone, would everyone have been so quickly to even Uber hear Uber out?
Mm.
Like that wouldn't leave me alone. Because even though she was very like I don't watch the show, I just watched yesterday just because Beverly Hills came on. But if that didn't happen at the end and it all came out, because I didn't believe her when she said what she said. If that didn't come out, how would they have reacted?
Mm.
Because they were still siding with Bren, even though Uber was like, I swear on Allah.
Yeah.
You know? Okay. So the scene with Dorit and Garcelle for Beverly Hills, I feel like Dorit set that up for Bose to go over and slide over and talk to Kyle. And I didn't like that for my girl Bose. I feel I know she's intelligent. She's a very smart woman, but I just was like, I ain't like that. Like you didn't need to do that. Let Dorit and Kyle fight their own battles. You don't need to be getting involved in that mess. Okay,
Wait,
I
do
got
you
2 minutes.
think? Wait, Jasmine. I'm gonna let you go real quick. Do you think that Bose has made Dorit her project because she
Okay, so
does marketing?
this is what I think because I have heard that Bose leveraged the fact that the companies that she worked for, that she kind of leveraged that the fact that she was a black woman, like they were using her, quote unquote. I'm not saying that she didn't qualify, but that they kind of were like, quote unquote, using her to lead like these diversity programs or whatever. She kind of leveraged that to be like, okay, well, y'all want to play this game? We can play the game.
I mean, she's been in the business. I mean, I'm
She's
sure
been in the
she's seen
business,
and done
right?
things. Look, she talked about it literally when it came to losing her house.
Exactly. So I kind of feel like she's kind of doing the same thing with Dorit because she knows she's watched the show.
Dorit is
Like,
a
come on now.
project.
Exactly. I kind of feel like that. I was getting what you. I was picking up what you was putting down in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? I was like, she's kind of. I feel like she's doing that. Ain't no way she doesn't know what's going on with
No,
Dorit.
I
She's
don't think
watched the
I
show.
don't think Bose
She's a very
is clueless
intelligent
at
woman.
all.
Yes, she's a very intelligent woman. Dorit wishes she could use both. You know,
Oh yeah, ain't no
honestly.
way.
Ain't no way. So
All right,
I'm with
Jasmine.
you. I
Thank
feel you. Let me
thank
get
you
back to
so
work.
much.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye. All right, we're going to get to the rest of these calls. We have quite a few people still backstage. Calls, we appreciate your patience. We have been live for almost 2 hours talking about the Real Housewives of New York and Beverly Hills. But if you're part of the replay crew, be sure to let us know your thoughts. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know if it's snowing there. Also, let us know how you would rate this week's episodes of New York and Beverly Hills and your thoughts on both. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you get subscribed because you never know. We might be going live again later today to talk about Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. Just saying. All right, Kari, we're going to bring up next. Hold on, Kari. Kari, what's going on?
Hey everybody.
Hey.
Oh, that's what. Okay. Okay, so you guys know I don't watch any of the Powder Housewives besides New Jersey, but I did tune into these 2 episodes last night because I
Oh.
was interested. And from a person who hasn't seen any of the background on the Beverly Hills point of view, I kind of agree with Dorit because I'm like, why are you crying in front of a woman about her husband, how her husband is going to get mad if you don't text him back? That right there tells me that y'all shouldn't have been texting. Like I'm of the belief that friends and husbands and spouses shouldn't be talking like that friendly. Like y'all sending each other memes back and forth. Put it in a group chat. Why aren't we all CC'd in on the email? We all want to laugh. What production want to laugh? We want to laugh. Everybody wants a good kiki. Why are y'all just having these personal conversations? That's weird. And then on to the New York side, what I really watch, and I agree with the last caller, I do not think that they all would have believed her when they confronted her like they planned on doing. They were upset at Jessel for going and ruining their moment of having this big dramatic group scene where they sit Uba down at a table and they ask her why she did this. That's why they were upset that Jessel went and told, because that made no sense to me. Why are y'all upset that she gave her a heads up about something that y'all were already going to talk to her about? Because y'all planned on making it a scene and y'all didn't have any intent on believing her. I'm sorry I'm going over the timer, but I was thinking this entire entire time. All I saw was a group of white women that don't want to admit that they have implicit biases against darker skinned people. You guys all believe that you're not racist because you're not saying these overtly racist things, but you have your own inherent biases, which caused you to believe her, even though you all acknowledge that she's a liar. And all those confessionals, all they kept saying was, she lied about this, she lied about that. Well, why didn't y'all think that when she originally said it? Why did y'all just believe her off bat? Because she's lighter. That's just it. You know she's a liar, but you still believe her. So I believe just get rid of everybody, because everybody, no, only one person said, yes, I was manipulated. And I need to look at that and I need to think about that. No one else. Everybody turned
Raquel.
their finger to Brent. Yeah, Raquel. Oh, everybody else turned a finger at Brent. Brent lied, Brent lied, Brent lied. But you guys believed her. And you guys were going to attack Uber with it. And that's just nasty, in my opinion. So yeah, that's what I got from watching my very first Powder
That's
episodes last night.
very interesting perspective. All right,
Bye,
thanks,
y'all.
Kari. Bye. Yeah, I forgot that Raquel had said that, you know, she hate to admit it, but she felt like that she was manipulated. And she says, if anything, that might be a good thing, that she still believes in people. But a lot of people are having that reaction to the latest episode, the season finale of Real Housewives of New York, in regards to more so the group's response towards Uba and Bryn's situation. And the different, here's the thing, and this might be me twerking on a fence. I definitely think there is a level of colorism, but I also think the fact that Bryn used such a sensitive topic put them in a very precarious situation where it's like, how, like, I don't want to say that we don't believe Bryn when we're talking about SA. So I feel like that's some of the hesitation that we're seeing from all of the women. The other thing, though, I found it to be interesting because in the confessional, Jenna Lyons says that she's never been in a situation like this, dealing with such a precarious situation like this. And I said to myself, Jenna, I find that so hard to believe. You were the head of J. Crew. I'm sure you had people with accusations very similar like this, maybe not exactly like this, and you've had to deal with such high stress issues. And yes, you have an HR department, but you're still the leader. I'm sure in order for her to get there, she had to manage people. She had to deal with things like this. I'm pretty 100% sure. So I thought that Jenna Lyons, of all people, would have handled this a little bit better. But again, I feel like Jenna has a soft spot, maybe because they grew up the same way, Bryn and Jenna. But I also think that Jenna has a crush on Bryn. And I think that she thinks that because Bryn is so flirtatious with her, in some mind of hers, that she believes that there is a chance. My perspective. Let me move on. Star's backstage. Star, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire.
Hey.
So I want to start off with a positive. Bose, thank you so much for bringing some more chocolate to Beverly Hills. She had my girl Candace on there doing the decor for the party. I just thought that was so
You
real
know
of
Candace?
her. I don't know her personally, but I follow her on Instagram and I love everything that she does. So
Okay.
that was like really great to see her on there.
Yeah.
And for Bose to highlight that. But with that being said, Bose, I don't like how you're coming in, being on the Reed side, especially on the heel of what happened between her and Garcelle on last season. Just take a step back, sit down for just a second. Now, with that being said, Dorit has been clocked in this season, and I love to see it. She, regardless of people saying she talks a lot, she has held everybody accountable this season, and she has said it to their face. I love the way she set Erica down and called out everything. She didn't go to nobody else. She kept it right with Erica. You scared of Kyle. Point blank in the period. And Barry clocked it. It's because she doesn't have that money. And so she has to stay in the good graces. And I feel that way about Garcelle, too. Garcelle stays in the good graces of Kyle and Kathy Hilton. She didn't say a lot when there was a lot of things that were like kind of sketchy, but that's because they have the money. I'm going to make this real quick. I wanted to touch on Brand. Brand, I do not like the fact how you pull out all of the, like the what can be considered like the stereotypes of the Black part of you. There are more things to pull out than your textured hair and your experience of not coming up in the hair salon. Black people have history. Pull that out. Stop focusing on what can be considered as the stereotypes.
Okay.
She kills me with that. And then lastly, just a
No,
little bit of
Star.
tea. I was
Sorry,
in,
Star. Sorry,
no.
Star. No.
Okay, it's okay.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. Bye. We already let people go over. Like we gotta go. All right. We still have quite a few people still waiting backstage. Let me just say thank you, Angie. Thank you so much for the super chat. Angie says, I think Kyle likes PK better than Dorit. I could see that. Thank you for the super chat. Delon, thank you for another super chat. Delon says, wait, what did that say? ISWIS? I don't know what that means. Bose is doing too much. Blind loyalty to Dorito? Okay. Ali, thank you so much for being a member for 20 months. I hate to say it, but Bryn has the orphan spirit. I think I know what that means, but okay. All right, let me get to these last couple of callers, guys, because I really got to go now. Lucy Brown, we're going to bring up next. Lucy, what did you want to share?
It is my first time calling. I absolutely love you so much. I watch the show so I can watch you. I don't watch the shows just to watch the shows. But the key thing I wanted to say, I love Bose. I love that she's coming in. Everyone's saying, like, why does Kyle get away with so much? Thank Bose. Thank Bose she's actually bringing light to what Kyle is doing. But the key thing with Bryn, I do want to extend grace and say, like, I get what the women were saying, that they don't want to say they don't believe her about what actually happened, the SA, because it happens to so many people and everyone reacts differently and Bryn seems to be lashing out. The thing that really annoyed me is that the whole thing started because Uber said something she shouldn't have said, accusing Bryn of sleeping her way to get on the show. And then Bryn takes that, and instead of being focused on that, and they were arguing about whether it was sucking, whatever. No. But instead of focusing about that, then it ends up to, oh, she knew about the SA, and then she's doing this intentionally and maliciously. And that's why the whole thing was just so dark to me, because Raquel clocked it. Like, she saw something when Bryn came back in and said, oh, maybe Uber didn't quite catch that, because the way she said it at first was like Uber's doing this maliciously, and then she comes back and says, oh, maybe she didn't, like, where was the grace? She's supposed to be her friend. Why would you assume that she's doing this to hurt you? And then when Raquel, I'll quickly say this, love Raquel, because she said when Bryn was doing everything, she didn't even ask about Uber. Uber was crying, throwing up. Jessel stood out, thankfully said something and like started the whole thing. And then when Uber came back, she's asking, where's Bryn? What happened to Bryn? And that was just like, Bryn, you need to go and get help. Like, you do not need to be on the show. There's something obviously really bad that happened. And for anyone out there, like, just seek the help you need. I have to go to therapy. Everyone has to go to therapy. Good God, I'll end with that. Love you so much. Have a good dinner. Eat some food. If you come back to talk about Justin and Blake, I have thoughts on that. I will be there. Okay. I've been waiting for a long time.
Thank you,
Bye.
Lucy. Take care. All right. I just thought of something before we get to the last couple of callers about Bryn. Yeah, Bryn definitely shouldn't come back. And production and Bravo, you already got a sign from Bryn's behavior from last season. I just remember. You remember the story about the person that ended up she signed on to be a part of the cast, and then she ended up dropping out. And you remember the rumors. You remember those rumors? I'm not going to go through the details right now. DC, remind me. Bryn's behavior stems from that season. Making accusations, damning accusations about someone that wasn't true. Remember that? Google schmoogle it. Go Google the Page 6 article about that. It was Bryn, allegedly, I'll say, that was behind those rumors and it leaking to the press, allegedly. And I just thought of it. I was like, wait, and she did it again this season? Okay, go Google it. We can't get into it right now. Go Google it. We can revisit it during the reunion recap. But Washington, D.C., let's talk. I got to refresh my brain on the specifics of that issue from last season. We never even got to see that housewife. And it involved Bryn. It involved Bryn and Bryn's accusations against that said housewife. So, Bravo, y'all knew about Bryn's behavior back then, allegedly. All right, let me move. Shalom is backstage. Shalom, what did you want to share?
Not you making me go and watch this terrible show because you have held your breath. I'm going to see you on Friday, though, boo.
Yay!
Yeah, my husband wanted to get me the VIP and all, and I went ahead too fast, and I got my tickets. So I've been trying to get my VIP tickets. But anyway,
Oh, wait, you mean like the meet and greet?
yeah, the meet and greet.
Is it not available anymore?
It's available, but I already paid my tickets for the regular price. I'm trying to upgrade. So,
but I think you have to upgrade. You have to buy that separately.
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
So I'm not dragging. He listens to you. He listens to you. He works remote. You listening to Kempire. So then I'm like, I want to go. And he was like, go get the tickets. So anyway, we'll see you on Friday.
All right.
But I want to say I don't watch New York. I haven't watched it since like the third episode. That I just can't. But I am here for Bose. I'm here for her beautiful skin. I'm here for her. I love it. Her and Garcelle. I think when they do a scene separately, just by themselves, it is the quintessential, you're in corporate America and you don't see anybody that looks like you. And then they say, hey, girl, and it's a lot of child. And I love it. I'm here for it because that is what happens. So, and I'm also here for her using Dorit. If she gave a TED Talk, it was, how do I make the most impact, coming into a new, and she's doing it. So I'm here for that. I just love her. And I love the sisters. And I have never seen that much chocolate on Beverly Hills in one episode.
Right?
You're right. Cackling to myself. I was like, look at this. She done bought. This is how you make impact. And I'm not mad at it. So if she had to drag a little Dorit with her, fine, let's do it. I'm not mad at it.
You're right.
I also want to say that, Kyle ran out and looked behind her to see if somebody was running. Everybody was sitting on the bench like, what? She thought somebody was going to run after her. And I hollered by myself in my bedroom. I said, I'm calling in Kempire. So I had to rush home today from the gym and the grocery store. I said, I'm calling in today.
Well,
because
I need to go to the gym and to the grocery store.
I haven't called in since I gave all my business up on X when you did a late night mass guest. They just gave all my business, but I don't care because I give it anyway. So anyway.
That's right. All right, Shalom. I will see you on Friday.
Absolutely. Bye.
I think we cracked the case when it comes to Bose. We cracked the case. This is an experiment, and I appreciate. She's right. This is the blackest episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills that we've ever seen. Right? Bose did that all in her first season. All right. And I can already picture Kyle looking back as she's running. Like she's on another episode, the sequel to Halloween. All right, Kimberly, we're going to bring up next. Kimberly, what did you want to share? Kimberly? I can't hear you, Kimberly. Uh-oh, Kimberly. Kimberly, do you have headphones in? Take them out. Maybe that will work. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, Kimberly. Drop out and call back in if you can. Oh, wait, Kimberly, are you there? Oh, damn. Kimberly, call back in. All right, we have Adam backstage. We're going to bring Adam up next. Adam, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. I literally just finished work an hour ago, and I just finished Beverly Hills like just 20 minutes ago. Okay. And it's all fresh. And I don't really know what this season is. I am really confused by everything.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them in the after show are just really going against what they're saying in the actual show. And I'm still giving Bose the side eye. I think, I respect her business hustle. I respect her acumen. I saw her interviews about how she built her career.
Yeah.
But on this show, I'm going to be the suck up to Dorit. And I don't think she has a personality of her own, quite frankly, as of yet. It's still the future to come.
Okay.
And I don't agree with what she said on the after show last week, which was that she said that both Garcelle and Sutton are jealous of her friendship with Dorit. Garcelle is not jealous of Bose, and neither is Sutton. And I want to hear more about Bose, who she is herself, and not this fake storyline that Kyle wants to be something with this hobo PK guy. And I want to see that, and let's talk more about other things. And this storyline is over for me.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Adam, for calling in all the way from the UK.
Much love. Speak soon.
Take care. All right. Bernice is back. Said you want to bring Bernice up. Bernice, you just made it. Bernice,
I was not gonna call in, but then I was like, you know what? I have to say something.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna say too much about the Beverly Hills because I don't know. I just feel like Dorit learned a little bit from Garcelle of how she treated her. So now she's trying to make it better with Bo, whatever her name is. I don't know. Sorry, because I don't really watch the show like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then as far as the Real Housewives of New York, I did watch it. I don't want to say too much about the situation, but I do want to say that I think if they bring it back, the only one that should come on that show is Raquel, because I felt like she just represented New York best. A fashion kind of. She was real. She brought a real story, and it was just her first season. And she took accountability of how she looked at the situation between the two girls, and she examined it, and she took that was really it. She took accountability. So I think if they bring it back, she's the only one to me that really looked like she represented New York. The rest of them can go. Sorry.
Bye, Bernice. Okay, we're gonna bring up Kimberly. Kimberly, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, great. This is a warm 18 degrees here, and it's snowing in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. But it feels a lot better than it did. -3 was yesterday.
Oh.
But getting on to this foolishness about, okay, can I just say I am not a brand apologist at all. But I have to say, I think there's something wrong with her. I get kind of caught up in my throat. I'm a shrink. I can't help myself. And I can't come down on her as hard. I'm not like, because it's just, to me, it just screams trauma, pain, because it's not normal. It's like, it is like really bad. And it's like, dude, what are you even doing? Like, do you see this? This is not normal. So I just had to say this. I can't just, and I do want to say also that Brynn, and Jen are not the same. I'm sorry. I don't know all of their lives, but I do watch this show, sadly enough. I watched all the episodes. And I think that, yes, Jenna went through some things, but Brynn went through some things. And doesn't mean it's okay. But what also is not okay is I love Uba. I think she's beautiful and everything. Actually, I don't love her. I don't love her screaming in everyone's faces.
No.
That's jarring to me. That kind of stuff, I would have had to get that. She's too big, but that could have got me. She could have got some hands. I'm going to stop talking. Bye.
Bye, Kimberly. The therapist. Okay. We appreciate everyone calling in. Tamara, thank you so much for the super chat. Tamara says, bring in Kelly Cutrone to save RHONY. Why does that name sound familiar, Tamara? Guys, we're almost at 800 likes. Can we get to 800 likes before we end today's live? We were live for over 2 hours, almost 2.5 hours, talking about the Real Housewives of New York and Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Don't forget, you can hear an audio version of our live recaps on the Kempire podcast. Subscribe today and make sure you give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And as I mentioned before, we will be spilling all kinds of tea at the Kempire After Dark live experience in Washington, D.C. this Friday. As I mentioned before, there are a few tickets, but there are low ticket alerts for general admission and for our meet and greet. So if you want to meet me, make sure that you get your tickets today. Don't wait till the last minute because you might be outside, okay, in the cold. It's going to be freezing in Washington, D.C. But Washington, I will see you guys very, very, very soon. Got to make sure look, I've been spending all my afternoon talking with you guys. I haven't even eaten anything yet. Really? So I'm gonna go get me something to eat, go get my nails did, and some other appointments, and I have to pack. Okay. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you all being here. I hope, thank you to our King's Guards. Thank you to our channel members. I see so many members in the chat. Thank you guys so much for being members. Some of you have been members for a week, 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. We appreciate your support. Become a member today. Trust me, become a member today if you haven't already. Anyways, thank you to everyone that sent in the super chat. Thank you to everyone that liked the video. Thank you to everyone that disliked the video. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. Keep on watching. Keep on watching us be great over here in our community. Shout out to all of you and your perspectives in the live chat. For those of you that called in, we appreciate you guys. I will see you all in the next one. Don't forget the Kempire After Dark live show comes to Washington, D.C. this Friday and New York City next month. I will see you guys then. A new year and new shows. The Kempire After Dark live experience is returning to Washington, D.C. on Friday, January 24th of 2025. I know it's going to be an interesting week, so why not unwind, relax, and have a good time with our community and me at Union Stage again on Friday, January 24th, 2025. Meet and greet tickets are still available. All the information will be available in the description. New York City, then you're up next for Black History Month. We're bringing the Kempire After Dark live experience back to the Green Room 42. So if you want to talk hot topics and more with me, make sure you get your tickets today. But for those that can't make it to the show, or maybe you're international and you still want to view the show, get this exclusive opportunity to get the streaming option, the live streaming option at the Green Room 42 for the Kempire After Dark live experience happening on Friday, February 21st of 2025. More information on both shows will be available in the description.
Here we go now.